sorry. Now let's see, does everything work? Hopefully it will. Something's happening. So actually the test stuff on Twitch doesn't seem to be working quite as expected. I've unlocked a couple of achievements. Let me just quickly see what is happening here. Okay, still on Lichess. Okay, man. Let's make this public. Even though nothing is happening. And also here. Yeah, what is happening tweeting here? Sorry for that. So as usual, when you first start with something, it doesn't all look that good at the beginning. So let me just close a couple of stuff. Kill the feed here and run into chess mode. So the settings is here. Yeah, everything seems to be looking fine. And to start off, I would like to welcome you to this first edition of the streaming by me on Twitch. So I wanted to try it out, and to start off, there was an interesting thing that I saw. As you can see, those who have been seeing the streams on YouTube can clearly see the Sundays here, like these big drops in rating. Kind of rises through the week, and then once again a big drop here. I wonder if I can actually, yeah, hold this one. Not to go too deep down. I did manage to pick up some steep, yeah, somewhere there, but usually it just goes down. Let's see, hourly super blitz, 29 minutes ago. Let's just join in as usual. We will have a tournament, maybe only even a tournament, because I'm not expecting too much people to join. It is, after all, my first, yeah, definitely my first stream on Twitch, and don't really have many subscribers. I don't know how it's called there. Yeah, I had, I think, 18, 19 streams up until now on YouTube, and some people come, some people watch, some people even enjoy. But here on Twitch, it is the first one, so I'm going to probably spend this one without too many viewers, but let's try to have fun no matter what. Here playing against the Survivor 40 and going into the exchange variation of the French. And let's just see, this is a super blitz with a very sharp setup here. Already c5 on the board. Let's not go immediately into this. If he develops the bishop, let's capture. Okay, he doesn't do that. Bishop to g4 expected, but let me put. Okay, rook to e1, that means h3 is available, knight to c3, and let's go for this pawn. Queen to b3 seems like a move as well, bishop to e6, knight g5. Let's go for that. Keep in mind the pawn on b4. Okay, of course, no capturing on d5, come on man. Bishop to h2 is too big of a threat. But I have to think about how to actually develop here. Let's play bishop to d2. Maybe bishop to e6, putting the rooks on c-file and e-file. Bishop cannot be developed because of b-file, that is why rook to b8, and play rook to e1. Okay, I think everything seems to be fine on Twitch. I'm not really used to having this kind of a dashboard, but we are going to try to make the most of it. This bishop seems to be in a difficult position, so let's challenge him immediately. Let's capture him, and now, oh, the c-file is open, so let's go for that one. What I would like to do is take advantage of, for example, if I defend this pawn, knight to e5 is quite available. Okay, bishop to f5, is that? Okay, yes it is. Yeah, he can actually play that. I can capture, knight captures, rook captures, and I capture on b7. I lose the one on d4. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for those couple of exchanges and see what to do here. Okay, the knight jumping on e2 could be an issue. So well, would it be best to maybe first capture simply and then play rook to e1? Yeah, I'll have to play rook to e1. Knight e2, queen h2. Yeah, I'm having an endgame where there is a bishop against the knight. I do have a minute less on the clock, but we'll try to take advantage of that. Okay, queen to e6. Let's play. Okay, queen to b4 is met with knight to c2. So bishop to c3, I guess. Maybe queen to b8 first was a better idea. Okay, now he will capture, and this is a dead draw. Okay, queen b8. Let's give a check, at least that. And now we have an issue with this pawn here, on a2, sorry. Let's play here, but the knight also has to be defended, so d3. Could be a move, but then queen to b3. I wanted to put the queen on this diagonal so that the black queen doesn't come on it. Queen to h2 with some threats, maybe. I'm not sure. But this knight is in a bit of a pickle. So this is why I will go here, attack the pawn. So queen, maybe d6. Or even that. Okay. I'm not sure that's such a good idea. But yeah, actually I don't have a good way. Yeah, he should have noticed that I don't have a good way how to attack there. So I will focus all my efforts on the queen side now and try to not let his knight to capture. And I will have to play faster, that is for sure. Knight d1 seems deadly. Yeah, capture, and this is fine. King b7. This is a winning game. Okay. Yeah, I don't even have to capture because this also comes with a check. King b7 here. And this is a queen. Let me... Yeah. Okay, back to tournament. A nice little win against Survivor 40. Are you enjoying this cold autumn days? It's not looking all that good. Here in Croatia, it is quite freezing, so this is why I'm actually back at the old room, but with heating on this time. And fresh off there, let's just also berserk that one, maybe to keep it more interesting. Let's just capture here. Okay, that means that there will be some development on d5. e4 is attacked. Okay, knight to d5, simply capture. All is still looking good. Okay. Capture here. Bishop e7. If the knight captures, simply capture here. If not, knight to e5. Yeah. Now this is looking much better. We'll go castling. Bishop to f5. Finish the development. Okay. Even g6 is okay here. Rook to e8, bishop f8. Transfer the bishop to g7. That's the way to go here. Doesn't want to allow it, huh? Okay. Let's play... Yeah, bishop to f5. Still no threats on g7, so... This pawn is attacked. So... There could be a priority in saving it, or not. Of course, you can simply go for this. G4 could be a move, or even this. Okay, playing it for real, huh, man? Okay, let's capture, and let's play. I can still play bishop to f5. Okay, queen to e2 could be a move. And then bishop to f5. Okay, rook to e6 immediately. Now I'll ask for an exchange. This rook is attacked and the bishop is attacked. There are no checks. So I'm able to do a couple of things at once. I don't see I'm losing any material. Still queen to e2 is possible. But I can then simply capture on h6. Or queen to e3 even, but then once again bishop to h6. I think he has to capture on e8, so I'll remove this. And then still the bishop here is attacked and there is no rook on e-file. Then I can simply go out of it with a pawn up. So when he thinks about it, yeah, he has kind of a pawn down after all this. This knight isn't getting into the game anytime soon. Maybe actually through e2 and g3. So let me remove this. And maybe, but the attack isn't going on. Okay. Can I capture the rook simply? Yeah, okay. Still no checkmates though. Yeah, man, that is true. Let me exchange rooks here and bring the queen back to e6. So don't want to allow queen to f6, that is for sure. Now, yeah, simply rook to e8. I'm guessing queen d4, but queen to e5 now exchanges queens, and that's definitely enough for this game. Okay, let's play bishop to e4 and then start with the pawns. Okay, c5, don't allow space for your opponent, that's always a good idea. Okay, man, really making trouble with the knight, right? Okay, let's go here and then on d2, now capture one of the pawns. It's not like you can checkmate me with the king and the bishop, so I just simply capture all the pawns, and this is a queen. Have to be careful though, the bishop is eyeing the c1 square. Okay, you don't want a bishop, that is checkmate. Very good, very nice. Okay, back in the game. 121st place, this time on fire, which is very good. Maybe I can pick up the pace. With only 17 minutes left on the clock, I guess we're ready for the entering maybe below 50, top 50. Let's see what our opponents are going to say on that. Okay, playing against Ferran Me2. Some sort of a... If he plays c4, c5, doesn't look good, but now, yeah, I'm okay with it. Now even d5, picking a lot of space with black. On d4, kind of like that. Okay, let me play knight to e4, immediately stop all e4 ideas, and I will play f5 here. Go castle, open up the f file if he captures. Okay, bishop to c2, not really sure about that one. Maybe he plans to capture now, but yeah, as I've said, the f file will be open. And yeah, clearly the rook has moved to e1, so already there will be some sort of an attack. This kind of a pawn structure does bring an issue for my light square bishop. Ideally b6 with bishop to a6, maybe on this diagonal, if I continue with the attack through rook to f6 and rook to h6. But first I have to see, of course, what my opponent does. Of course, now knight to e5 doesn't look good because he simply loses a pawn. And he is kind of stuck on that one. Okay, yeah. Pawn c5 is okay, simply capture. And now, yeah, opening up here on this side of the board. Can I play even e5 here to maybe allow this bishop to enter the game? Yeah, let's try that. Pawn captures on c6, I will have this nice pawn chain in the center of the board, and also, yeah, I'll be able to include the bishop into the game. So I will advise him, yes, of course, not to capture the knight on c6. Now I will have this issue of this pawn. So let's play bishop to b6. Of course, don't give out pieces. c4, okay. Now that is the one. That is the move you don't like to see. Queen h4 met with g3, queen f6 met with rook to e1. Let's play bishop to e6. capture on d5. Yeah, maybe I was too enthusiastic with that whole plan. Now everything is kind of defended. Okay. What happens after knight to b4? That is my question, after which knight to d3. Did I earn myself a nice little tempo there? The queen maybe moved to c3, but knight to d3 defends it nicely. Rook will go back to f1 also. And I would, yeah, okay, the problem of this pawn is now resolved, but also this knight is not allowing the this pawn to defend it, but this is, yeah, this is just a blunder, I think, quite simply. The rook is attacked on f2, and also now, I was thinking about the sacrifice on e3, to be quite honest, if rook was played to f1, but now I guess my opponent made it much easier for me. Knight e4 is not a good move. I can even capture with the knight. Doesn't matter that the bishop, it is actually defended. Doesn't matter that it's pinned. The rook will have to move, I think. Queen to e5 could be capturing a pawn, but that's the whole rook. Once again, not much is changing here. So once again, I'm guessing rook to f1, after which, oh, bishop to e3 isn't available anymore because the knight moved. Okay. But knight to d3 back, quite simply. All the threats are still in the air and everything is defended, so this knight will go back to d3. Okay, let's simply attack the rook and block off the queen attack to e3. Okay, and now rook to e2. What happens after? Is the queen trapped after a rook to c8? Yeah, doesn't seem like the queen can go anywhere there. Yeah, the knight will have to be sacrificed. Better to capture maybe even with the bishop. Rook, queen goes out. Yeah, let's just simply capture. I see I have too much time already, so let's just simplify this position. I think this is pretty much finished. Queen to f6, queen f1 is a threat. The bishop cannot go because now the rook isn't covering the first file. Queen to d1 probably, or giving up another rook. Oh, okay, bishop d5. Well, that was a nice catch. Let's play bishop to c6. Get out of that one. Okay, now let's pick up the rook. And yeah, should have probably finished that one much sooner. Come on. Can I sacrifice anything else? Transferring bishop to the other side of the board. Yeah, and this is just simply... Oh, okay. Exchange everything. That's a good plan. Bishop here. Rook. Okay, now he's just giving up pieces. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's capture this pawn. Let's give a check here. Bring the king into the game and back to tournament. A very nice win. No much communication in the chat. Sorry for that. Yeah, I guess. Oh, actually, there are some viewers. Come on, very nice. So very good for the first stream to actually have viewers. I'm really enjoying myself because usually when I start off with these tournaments, what happens is that quite simply start losing the games. It has actually been there one time when I managed to win pretty much all of them, but yeah, usually it has been a disappointment after disappointment. So trying to give my best here, going for this c3 Sicilian. Actually, this one is one of my favorites to play with black because the idea is pretty clear and it does give you valuable options. Okay, he goes for the immediate capturing on c5. Now bishop to b5 will be a move. Oh, okay, no bishop to b5. I think I can play e5 immediately then. No, I cannot. Such stupid idea. Okay. Hold your horses, man. That is That is something that happens, you know, you kind of feel that you can play something, but in the end you can't. Let's just give out everything so to capture this bishop on e3. In the end we'll capture on c5 if bishop to g5. Let's capture here with check and capture on c6. If knight to e5, this is also an issue. So seems like I have to play bishop to d5. I totally forgot to play this opening. Okay, bishop to e6. Let's now capture this one, threaten to capture this one. Still that's the pawn, but I have the bishop pair. Yeah, f6, but I don't have the time. That will be a little bit of an issue. Knight e4, that will go with the tempo. Yeah. Exchange one pair of rooks and exchange the other. How to... Now it is the time of the day where you learn how to win an endgame with two bishops against two knights. That doesn't mean you should go on the side of the... that doesn't mean you have to give one of your bishops. Come on, man. That was just plain stupid. Centralize the king. That's a nice one, right? And try to create weaknesses on one side of the board. Okay, this guy actually knows what he's doing. All of the pawns are on dark squares. And here I'm creating weaknesses not for him but for myself. Playing like this. Knight f5. If will be played, maybe will give me an option, but okay, now this is looking much better. Can I play bishop to d6? No, he won't allow me. But okay, at least this. King e4, nice, bishop g3. Okay, wasn't counting on this. Yeah. Let's see what he does. This pawn is a problem for now. Okay, knight e4. And king h5. Bishop b4 after knight e6. Okay. Yeah, knight e6. Losing a pawn here. Yeah, this is a lost one. Just when I started talking that this one could be looking good, but this tournament starts to resemble the other ones, to be quite honest. Yeah, this... Don't really know how to get out of this one. Played a bishop here, and that's not enough time to actually do something. This pawn is falling. Let's go back to the tournament. 5 more minutes, time for another game, but it seems that I've managed to have all of the points instead of the 5 ones. So 2, 3, 4, and 0. Missing the 5er. Yeah, that was a close one, unfortunately. It just happens so that not always you can do great. The last one is against the guy Fantumi, and I had a mouse slip there. Never play e3, at least. Okay, I'm not saying that you shouldn't play it, just I don't play it. So let's just try to see and make the most of this one. What was wrong in the last game? Well, that e5 move clearly gave an advantage because it created a weak pawn in the end. So don't do that. That's the best advice I can give you. And this guy just gave a pawn, and queen to h5 could be a threat if knight to f6 isn't played. So all sorts of things happening. Okay, knight to g6 is an issue already, and that's a whole bishop. It seems I will play another game. So here I can actually even capture. Yeah, let's just open up the e file since the king is there. Okay, bishop here e3 will go queenside castle, but this isn't looking good for black. Okay. Oh, he is also going castle. Okay, queen h4, moving the queen out of the way. Bishop to d2. Have to defend the rook, which is attacked. Okay, let's capture here. And let's play d5. Okay. Open up the position. f4. Yeah. Okay, that's a whole queen. I think it's time to resign. Not yet, man. Come on. Okay, don't want to give up the queen myself. Let's capture on f4 as well. Doesn't matter if rook d7 or king to b8. No, don't want to draw. Just want to finish up this game. It would be very bad when you see a player like this. So he obviously blundered something. And now he is just going to let his time run out 1 minute and 40 seconds instead of resigning. And there is so little time. I wonder about these people, come on, because isn't the whole point just play chess, and if you win, you win, if you lose, you lose. No point in just going and doing this type of stuff. I know that Lichess has started banning and or just giving some kind of temporary bans to these people that kind of go here and let their time go out. But in my mind, there should be a more severe ban. Like, just don't get, I don't know, ban them from the site for a day. Who is this Fantumi guy? I don't want to bash him on the stream, but this is just plain crazy. He's not the only guy doing this, so I've been seeing this quite a lot. So obviously he's playing a lot since he has rating in every possible type of play. But yeah, 30 more seconds for that win. Yeah, I was hoping to play another game, but this is just stupid, in my opinion. Okay. Let's just capture here. Rook e7. Oh, he played, sorry. Rook d4. Yeah, let's just pin the rook. Capture it. Queen d4. Checkmate in a couple. Queen c5. Rook is queen a6. Queen b4. King a6. Queen b5. Checkmate in one. Okay. Yeah. Will it be checkmate in the last second? No. This guy proves to be true to his nature, running the timeout. But I guess actually if you do this... Oh, the tournament pairings are closed. So I think that actually he knows his stuff, because he is kind of trying to annoy me with this idea of running the time. And right about at the end, like 15 seconds, he starts playing like not to get the ban from Lichess. So yeah, 75th place in the end. I guess Lichess cannot really handle all of this kind of an edge case, but people quite easily got to it to see how to actually not get banned. It's pretty easy stuff. So let's play another game, because obviously there are no challenges. Going to play against a random person who Lichess pairs me with, and there will be another tournament soon, so I'm going to join that one from the start. But since this is the test stream, I'm not expecting to have it for a much longer time. Also, I do have some things that I have to do, so maybe I will simply try to play at the beginning of stream. If I start losing, as always, as a usual coward, I will go away. If I manage to keep up with a good score, then I will maybe try to stick it in, stick the landing, go to the end. But we will see. This is some sort of unorthodox Okay, this is, I don't know what this is. G3. Really? Okay, some type of an unorthodox King's Indian, where in the end I will capture on d4. The rook is here. And let's play knight to e5. This pawn on c4 doesn't seem like a good juicy pawn. Oh, that was a mistake. I could have captured the bishop. h6, g5. Now he will have a tempo. Oh no. Maybe I can avoid this somehow. c5, knight b5. I lost the one on d6. Lose the one on d6. Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah, that's a bloody shame. No way out of this one. But still have to somehow handle this pawn. Knight back to d7. That seems pointless, right? Knight g4, doesn't have anywhere to go. This is a stupid knight all of a sudden. Let's play c6. Still a little bit cold, to be quite honest. Castles. Okay, this guy is not afraid of the possibilities that will arise from the problem of this bishop. Come on, h6 is met with bishop to f6. What are you talking about? h6, g5, losing a bishop. Totally a wrong idea. Have to play a6 as well. Okay, the knight moves. There is a weakness here. So many threads. Come on. Queen b8. Don't know how to play, just to be clear. Don't know how to play the King's Indian. Don't know why I decided to play it now. But, yeah. Always try to mix it up a bit. Let's play h6. I'm quite tired of this bishop. Okay, bishop to e7. Okay. Attack here, queen f3, I'm guessing. No queen f3. Okay, bishop to e6. To attack. Two defenders here, two attackers. If the queen goes back. Oh no, the rook will go. d5. What happens after d5? d5 seems interesting. Now, rook to d5. Because the knight is here. Okay. Bring the bishop back. Don't want to exchange for this bishop. Want to keep the bishop there. Now queen enters the game through e5 with an attack on the knight. Queen d4 possible. And after that, rook to d8. I want to go for an endgame where I have the bishop pair. Okay, this is also possible. Queen c2, a must move. Let's capture and play queen here, trying to attack the pawn. a4 is impossible because of bishop to b3. You see the power of the bishop pair doing very nicely here, so okay. Oh, queen to d8, queen d4. But could I squeeze it in? Okay, should play faster, that is for sure. Because don't want to lose on time again. Knight d3, queen will capture on a2, and then on b3. Okay, let's move the queen here. Have to play faster, man. So much faster. Knight e5. Okay, bishop here. What to do now? Terrible pins. Okay, queen e3. Beautiful bishop to see. Oh no! No! Okay, have this check. Intermediate check. Yeah, okay. That is Give. Okay. This checkmate in one. Almost. That was a nice order of moves, and that was a nice combination, huh? Bishop giving a check. Also on c4. Knight cannot capture. Yeah, kind of. Sometimes I like to feel happy about my play. So you should give me that at least. Hourly Super Blitz. Time to redeem myself. So going to jump into the first part of this one. On the 19th place starting, not like in the last one, it was 150th or something. Here already playing against the strongest player today, Yunku 2. As it was in the first one, this guy also plays the French defense. I played exchange variation, and we don't have c5 this time, but rather a move that could have crushed me. Maybe capture on d4 works, not really sure. Pretty much the same setup as the other guy. Queen to d7, right? Yes. So b4 immediately. Yeah, I think knight from b to d2 was a better move. Just simply expand on the queen side. I mean, in the end, it will mean something. Even if my opponent went kingside castle. But this thing does mean something also when you occupy as many squares as possible on the queen side. So let's finish the development. Knight f4, that's fine. Okay, let's play a5 and a6. Okay, 93 could be a nice jump. This guy is a good player. He knows his stuff, but I wouldn't play knight f4 immediately. In the end, it will lead to a lot of exchanges on e3. But I will move the queen back to d3 and then play b5. Or I won't, because he won't allow me. Definitely won't allow me, come on. But now, yeah, the things are close here. I should go to this side of the board, knight e5. And rook to e3. Yeah, because of f6 and threats like those. Okay. Let's play f3, not allow knight e4. Not really scared of all those other jumps like knight to b5. But yeah, this guy proves to be a good one. Next idea should be probably to... Okay, I'm considering what could happen here. f6, like with knight to c4 attacking the rook. Let's just bring the king closer. Okay, knight f5. Let's play the rook back to e1. Queen d8, queen h4. Not possible because of the knight. Yeah, that is true. But I can play... Can I play knight to g6? No, not really, huh? Can I play knight to g... No, I cannot play this. What am I even considering it? Let's play g4. Let's go really wild in this one. Where will the knight go? Back here, king g3, queen c7, threatening to play f6. I mean, yeah, purely f6. The knight doesn't have anywhere to go to, man. Come on. Why is king to g3 even played? Okay, queen g6, pawn captures an f4. Still gives me something to go for in this game. But after queen to e6, yeah, I'll have to exchange queens. I will have to play f4. Okay, now it's time for the pawn push. It's definitely time for the pawn push. h4 first. This guy is good. Immediately with the pawns. Knight c2 attacking this pawn, rook f4 defending. Okay. Can give a check. Rook d1. Knight e2, king f2, rook d7, rook d8. Yeah, rook d8 is a possibility. Yeah, rook d8 is the best move here. Yeah, let's play rook e1 with rook to e4 defending this pawn if knight moves to c2. He has to be careful with bringing the rook on my side of the board because of e7 pushes. So let's just attack the knight simply and prepare h4 with g5. Okay, knight comes here, that is fine. Let's... okay, now don't play here. Knight e2, a deadly one. Okay, let's play rook to d4. Move this one out of the way. h5. What happens after h5 here? Did I just lost this one? Yeah. Let's play it something like this, but this is quite lost. Captures 93, gives a check. I'm losing the one on f5. Okay, he doesn't go for it. He doesn't go for it. He can capture this one. Yeah. Yeah, let's defend it. Okay. Rook covers, but e7. What? No, it's losing. But he could have played it much better. He could have captured the rook first. No, it's... Yeah, this is a lost game. Should just simply resign. I also don't have the time. Yeah, a bad one once again. But had a good chance there. Okay. Just checking out a couple of stuff. Things are looking good. Already 42 minutes. It's quite different than a YouTube. Oh, already seeing how many views, how many minutes, and how many viewers. Okay, that's always a nice thing. Let me kill that. And let me also kill that. Yeah, okay. But it's quite late, this one. Already, yeah, I'm looking at the dashboard and I'm really long playing this one. Playing against Treffer Slim with black. Going for some type of a closed. Don't wanna do it. Play something unorthodox. D6 as well. Knight of 6. Bishop e3. I'll simply capture. What, f4? f4 is fine. No, capture or play f5. f5 definitely. That's the way to go. I'll play d5. Capture here. Play b6. Bishop b7. Put the pressure, man. Have the bishop pair. Bishop g5, bishop e3. Queen c8. A very nice try to play bishop a6. Didn't really thought that this guy will fall for it, but you always have to try. I mean, that's an exchange, but not the best of exchanges, to be quite honest, because yeah, well, you know, he is having some sort of an attack here. Yeah, have to defend this one. Rook f3 going to attack. Yeah, my pieces aren't looking that good. Let's play d3. open up some stuff just for a little bit there. Giving a check would be nice after king to h8. Don't want to lose the bishop because of knight to f6. Bishop to d5, blocking all of my things. But still, yeah, d3 had two ideas. Of course, d4 and d3. Squares for the queen, but also include the rook into the game. So even through c2. Not going for the pawn, but actually going for some ideas here. Okay, let me play queen to e7 and double up the rooks, exchange, probably, and yeah, just simply continue. It seems like from this point my opponent doesn't have the time to consolidate. Let's double up simply and play a6. Oh, okay. Don't really calculate all, do you? Let's play rook to a2. Include the queen if the rook gets attacked. Queen a, if queen b1, queen a3, queen b2 will be a nice quick one. Don't care about this pawn. Now it's all about the attack. If I manage to survive this one with having the exchange, it should be quite enough to finish up the game. So those are doubled rooks. The queen is far away from the defense. How can you defend on g2? That's the question. The $1 million question, to be exact. b4, a useful distraction, but checkmate in 2 is coming. So let's see. The first guy already has 11 points. Come on, did I join that late into the game? Into the tournament? It's feeling so crazy. Yeah, man. Sometimes I feel that people, after noticing that in 20 seconds even that they are getting checkmated, should simply resign. Okay, this one isn't that obvious, of course, but the one with the dude was like seriously knowing that there is no chance in hell that he can do something, and he still wanted to leave the time to go out. Yeah, that was a bad one, but this one is actually good. Rook to f3, nice idea, but after rook to b2 you have to watch the queen or get checkmated on h1. So yeah, no sympathy for the queen there, and this just means that I'll go first with this check and then with this one. Rook has to cover, and queen to g2 is checkmate in 1. Back to tournament. Okay. Back in the game. Yeah, it wouldn't be a tournament if I wouldn't be under the 100 something place. Let's just berserk this one. That's the rule. Sorry, 1700 and below players. This is just the rule I have, and okay, don't capture with the b6 pawn. That is another pawn, and the idea is that he cannot capture my pawn. Okay, now with 2 pawns. Okay, attacking the bishop and the knight here, and the pawn, but not so sure that I want to capture the g pawn because my, yeah, let's play f4 even. Okay, let's play knight to d5. The idea is to put a lot of pressure on this guy immediately off the bat. Not because of time, but yeah, just simply. Oh, now it's just exchanges, and I can open up the G file now. Down the pressure will be fine. Okay, he goes castling kingside. Did not expect that one. Let's also play queen to g4 here, and it will be a straight up attack on the f file. Or Do I have to even do that? Let's play this. Bring the bishop back somewhere to f4. Okay, queen to f6 is possible now, but I would like to close in the position. Now let's include the rook into the game. Come on, man, that's not fair. Okay. He is proving to be somewhat resistant. Don't move the queen to c2, otherwise checkmate. Yeah, move it to d5 and checkmate me. That would be a nice end of this story. Now if after queen to h6 I would checkmate myself and he would checkmate me on g2, it would be, yeah, a real gem this game. But okay, this guy managed to figure out everything. Let's play h4 and g4. Or at least prepare it, because after h6, yeah. It would be nice to open up some files. Okay. Bishop has to go back, but then rook to f6. Okay. Let's play bishop to f4. Yeah, let's open up. Give a check here. Defend rook. How to include this rook into the game? This bishop is really bothering me. Okay, and I don't have the time to really think about the problems of the bishop. Through e2, okay. Okay, now I can go here. Oh, this is checkmate. Okay. Thanks for making it easier. Otherwise it would be rook e2, rook h2, and then checkmate. I'm not sure that he can actually go out of that one. Okay, 5 points. 37 minutes to go. 5:20 on the clock, and we do have 52 minutes. Very good. Okay. Oh, and we do have a first message on Twitch. Mr. Nyan Gao. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Is bishop pair against a bishop and a knight considered a bigger advantage than bishop versus knight? Well, yeah, I would like to answer like a classical guy in chess to that question. It all depends on the position. Cannot really say much than that. Me personally, I do like to have the bishop pair. So playing bishop against a knight is also okay, but having the bishop pair against a bishop and a knight, I would prefer that one. But once again, it depends on the position. If you can give me an example of a position that you have in mind, then it will be much easier to answer this question. But otherwise, I would just thinking about it, go with the bishop pair. And here we do have a Scandinavian gone bad. Or I don't know, Scandinavian crossover to French with a weird pawn on g6 something. I'm not really sure, man. But yeah, generally not a typical opening. Let's capture here. Let's play b4 and c4 then. Yeah, with knight to c4, rook to d8, pawn captures on d5. Knight d6 gives a check. The pawn will be on d6. And now how to use this advantage? Is this an advantage? I don't know. Let's play bishop to h6. Don't know if that was a good move, but doubling up, yeah, the pressure here on d6 does seem like a good idea. So still no attack on the h-file. The h-file is open, but oh, okay, nice. Let me just move the queen out of the way, because rook to d5 is a threat. Now I'm threatening to capture on g7. Oh, you're going to castle this way. That is cute. Let me play g4 like a real maniac. Now rook d5 actually wins a pawn, because after I exchange, pawn captures, and e5 is here a move, capturing. No, actually it isn't. Rook d5 was much better. Rook d5 was much better. Let me play a rook here. h3 will also be played if he plays e5. Otherwise knight e5, quite simply. Knight e5, do have a pass pawn, so not really bothered by this whole idea. Okay, now g5. And I'm not afraid of capturing like this, because then there will be pressure on the e6 pawn. Yeah, I think this one is pretty much finished. Rook e8 needs to be played. Or not. Okay. What happens if I play queen to c4? Queen h. That this one is pretty interesting, to say the least, because both of these squares are defended, but barely. Really barely. My rooks aren't into the game. Knight e6, is it a reasonable check to give? Well, we will find out definitely. And now knight e4, queen f7. Yeah, everything will go out fine in this one. Exchange everything and capture here on e5. Let's give a check here and let's play a rook to c7. Very nice. Yeah, everything is defended. This pawn is defended. I'll capture this pawn. Yeah, I can give this passed pawn. I'll capture here. Have enough time with so many pawns left in an endgame like this one. I think that this is quite enough. Okay. Okay. Cannot even capture that pawn. Yeah, okay. Now another pass pawn. Okay, this one is pretty much finished. I don't know why this guy is actually playing it, but okay. Yeah, now I can make a rook bridge as well. So I guess he is hoping that maybe I will blunder or something. There is no stalemates. So let's play rook to b5 and b7 here. Capture the rook. That's a queen. And now the king walk. The king walk, precious king walk, until there is checkmate with the queen. c4 or c3. Back to tournament. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no worries. If any of you viewers do have some type of questions you would like me to answer, I'm glad to answer them. Regarding the whole endgame part, I would like to simply tell that I'm a big fan of the endgame generally. I think that is the most important part of the chess game, and that you should really study it, because those kind of topics don't come to a person that easily. You really have to sink into it and think about all the possibilities. This thing that the bishop pair comes as a better advantage to, yeah, against a bishop and a knight in comparison to bishop against a knight just comes from experience and from a long line of just simply, yeah, playing games, and that's primarily it. It's not just by me, but by many other players. And that is just a general conclusion that people have arrived to. And just going by yourself and by playing more and more games, seeing that in the end, if you will find yourself in a position where you will have the bishop pair, and when you learn how to use them, of course, knowing the weaknesses in your opponent's position, you will probably have more chances to win. At least that is my opinion. You will have more chances to win than in the other type of endgames. But okay, that's all just my opinion. Of course, could be wrong. Could be just some random guy on YouTube trying to do something here, but yeah, that's how it is. That's at least how I think it is. And yeah, okay. What to do now, man? Play h6 like a crazy person and play rook to e4 afterwards? Yeah, could work. Let's see. My opponent's probably confused by this move. What happens after bishop to f6? If I exchange queens, I will lose the one on d6. Even worse, knight to c7. Oh, he decides to totally, yeah, quit the idea. Let me play rook to e4. Queen g3, I'm guessing. Queen f2, okay. I'll bring the rook back, play d5, and that's 2 pawns, and should be quite enough for this stage of the game. I'm giving up the one on c5, yeah, but I do also have to develop my pieces, so giving up 1 pawn should be okay. He doesn't want to, yeah, he doesn't want it. This isn't the guy of many pawns. Bishop to f5. Now I'm going to grab another one. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, bishop h6, bishop h6. I lose the one on c2, which is fine. But I will play queen to d6. Now I'll defend this pawn, and I do have a very dangerous passed d pawn. I'm also attacking the knight on g3. If knight comes here, then it is lost. Otherwise, here I can simply exchange a lot of things. And okay, b7 is a threat. So let's play rook to b8. 95 doesn't look too good, this position. So rook to b8 wasn't a good move. Struck that. 95. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes I wonder, what is my opponent thinking? Let's try to exchange queens. Okay, he doesn't want to do that. Neither should he. Now start the push of the pawns. Move the bishop here. If he wants, we can exchange. I don't care. In the end, I do have the passed pawn. Those 2 pawns, which are very dangerous, and one of them will surely become a queen. Okay, if he doesn't now sacrifice the knight for 2 pawns. Then let's bring the rook into the game. On knight c5, maybe? No, okay. Okay. Let's move out of the way. Queen d7. If queen f5, queens could have exchanged knight f6, I would lose the rook. So this way the bishop can now capture on b2. Knight c5 is still a problem for me. No, it isn't actually. Rook to e1. But now queen to c6. The knight is pinned. And attacked twice at that. So rook to e1. What happens after d2? The rook is attacked. If you capture with the knight, the rook falls. Okay, this is a check. But I am defending the rook, so all is good. Let's play queen to e1. Simply. Oh, okay. Okay, there are no Yeah, perpetuals. This is a clear queen. Back to tournament. The first guy has 30 points. So what am I doing? How many points do I have? I have 13. And the first guy had 30. How many games? I played 5 games. Okay, my performance is looking great, but this guy is berserking all the time, and he doesn't have that much rating on me. So let's just start berserking. So let's just see what happens. Do we want to do that? No, just kidding. Want to play some normal games. Once again, another Sicilian. Dogatrop. Is that like a Transformer dog or something? I don't know, it's bad jokes. You'll see a lot of them on this channel. Bad jokes. Bishop c4, queen d8. I don't like this knight a3 ideas with knight b5, so I immediately stop it with moves like these. Let me play this. Giving up the bishop for this knight is a question that you really should think about, so not really sure. But the whole idea of the Sicilian with c3 is that black will have some sort of counterplay because of the isolated pawn on d4. So this is something that I always go for. Also in this situation, so first let's play h6. Rook to c8 after bishop to h4. Yes. And usually there is knight to b4, but after knight a3, knight c2, maneuver doesn't seem all that likely. So maybe go with a different idea, like knight a5, knight c4. It will allow knight e5, but it will also stop bishop f6, queen e4. What happens after b3? Let's just check it out. b3 stopping knight c4. Yeah, because knight c4 could be a vicious jump. Okay, knight comes on e5, that is fine. Let's say something to be expected. But now the queen can enter the game. That is, now we are entering a dangerous blunder zone, where a lot of things are at stake, a lot of pieces on the board, especially in the middle. And let's play knight to c4 now. I'm guessing that bishop could capture here, so let's just pre-move this. And after bishop to e4, you just might wonder, how do I defend here on b7? Yeah, man. That is a question. Sometimes I just surprise myself with the level of play. Go back to a5. You crazy man. Bishop to f6 was winning quite clearly. Here bishop to e4, I can go queen to d8 because the knight is now defending on b7 here. But that was a close one. Should have not gone into that one. Okay, that was possible, of course, but now I do have bishop to e4 with knight to c4 jump. So yeah, all accidents, all crises averted. Knight c4, knight c6 is possible, but queen to d6. Now there will be still pressure on d4. Okay. Let's bring the bishop back. Have to be careful about my position. Okay, knight goes back. Let's play the queen into the game. Also want to enter with the rook. The queen will move and the knight will jump on e4. Or simply this. Okay. Bishop moves to e6. I know I'm losing a pawn, but I think I'm good in this position. I'll just include the pieces into the game. Yeah, rook to d2. Just simply exchange a pair of rooks, that is fine. Okay, he doesn't want to do that. That is okay. Okay, don't want to give up the bishop. Okay, the rook is attacked. Oh, this comes with a check. Yeah. King f7, a very much needed move. The knight is pinned, knight e4. Okay, let's capture on b4. Now I have some counterplay. Let's play for this pawn as well. King d5. Okay, the time is critical. We'll have to start playing faster. Rook g4. The knight is attacked. Okay, this is starting to become really crazy. Yeah, man. This is it. Now you lose. Okay, I'm very much up on time. So, and go into, okay, now this was stupid. In the end I won on time, but not perfectly, yeah. Safe. Yeah, not safe, but satisfied with the game. Okay, just let me check a couple of stuff. Nautico, okay, this will be a fun one. This will be a fun one. Let's just try it out. Oh, I'm on 15th place. How nice. Sorry for the wait. It wasn't on purpose. I had to write a message. No. Sorry there. Yeah, I wasn't checking the chat. I know you're not arguing. Also, maybe sometimes this is my Croatian way of expressing myself. It would make you think that I would like to argue, but no, I'm also just simply saying. I'm not, I don't want to argue with you. I'm just expressing my opinion. So, yeah, I don't want to come across too crazy there. Okay, this is the first time in the French exchange where I'm allowed to play bishop to f4, which is interesting. This idea of knight to g6, I'm guessing. And I will... Okay, this is something that I wasn't planning. Queen e1, I also want to transfer the knight like this. But I'll play the bishop, the pawn, yeah, b4. Expansion with the pawns on the queen side. As you can see, he has a light square bishop, but so do I. The pawns will be on light squares. So that will be the main idea from my side. He will like to exchange, of course, and go immediately for an endgame here. Let me play knight to f1, remaneuver here. Play queen to e2. Also, we'll put in a5 maybe. Okay, the queens are off the board. There is no hurry actually to play a5. Let's just simply play this game. Yeah, let's play f4 and also improve the position like this, and now enters the king. f6 maybe, yeah. Okay, that was expected. Have to improve here this. The question is, when is the right time to play b5? Is it now? There will be a problematic pawn on e5, but it does bring my king to this side of the board with a nice king walk. Go for a very weak d7 pawn, so that was my idea. Let me play like this. King f6 is met with h4, but still g5 can be played, so that was a little bit of an issue. After bishop to f5, I don't want to exchange bishops, that is for sure. But what I would like to play is somehow... Actually, yeah, king to e3 was probably a mistake. Let's try and occupy... What is he doing? I'm not sure. Let's try and occupy the g4 square. Is that a tempting offer? Okay, if I capture on a6, b5, I'm guessing pawn captures, and bishop to b7. He cannot detect. If I play bishop b7, bishop e6, bishop a6, bishop d7. Okay, let's... Why didn't I play a5? Okay, now I can capture. He will capture on a4, but I can go king g4. And should be fine. Okay, this one is an endgame that maybe I should try and study, but an equal color bishop endgames are quite difficult sometimes. Still, he cannot enter with the king here. If he plays b5, yeah, okay, b5 now. I will play bishop to b7 to try hold of this one, and king to f6. Now that's a big difference, of course. Now that's a big difference. Let's play bishop. Okay, not yet. Let's play g3 to see where will he go. Okay. Why did I do that? I don't know. Yeah, now it's time to push. What am I doing? How? I should know how to win this. Okay. No. Come on. I'm losing this. Is this for real? Fucking opposition. No. That was a clear winning endgame. Pause the tournament. I'm already late for something. Okay. Yeah, that was a fun experience. Sometimes you have to quit, but sometimes no. It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun time using Twitch for first time. I see everything is fine here. Don't really have any complaints. I think we are an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, so quite enough, I would say, for the first one. I will upload it somewhere so the other guys can see it. If not, yeah, please, if you're interested in this kind of content and being notified when I actually come online, I will definitely try this much more times. So I guess follow me or subscribe on Twitch. I'm not sure what's the correct one here. Yeah, hopefully the games were good. Hopefully you learned something from them. I definitely will try to learn how to win in that last endgame. I'm not sure if I was just winning with the pawn. Maybe there was some general idea that I should have followed. But as always, hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Cheers.